The next stop on President Xi's diplomatic tour will be the United States. The Chinese leader is set for his first face-to-face meeting with the U.S. President Donald Trump in Florida. Here's Nathan King with a preview.
Welcome to Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach, where anticipation is building ahead of that meeting between the leaders of the two world's biggest economies, President Xi Jinping from China and US President Trump. Mar-a-Lago was actually built for future presidents back in the 1920s, but the country didn't want it. Donald Trump ended up buying it, and now he is the president fulfilling its original purpose. You know, there's been a lot of meetings over the last 45 years between the US and China, but this is definitely a big one. It comes within the first 100 days of the Trump presidency, and much of the future relationship between China and the US has to be worked out.
I'm sure we're going to have a fantastic meeting, and we're going to talk about a lot of things, including, of course, North Korea, a problem. And that's really a humanity problem.
The US wants to push China on the DPRK, on trade issues as well. They also want to talk about security in Northeast Asia, all these things. But for China, it's really about establishing a relationship, a little bit like then the younger Xi Jinping with President Barack Obama back in Sunnylands, California in June 2013. That meeting with shirt sleeves rolled up, face-to-face get-to-know-you session, in the end yielded a big agreement on climate change. That won't happen here given the US administration's views on climate change, but the US policy when it comes to China is still being worked out. So it's a good way for these two leaders to meet and forge a relationship for the future as well. Much will be hinging on who US President Trump brings down here to talk to China and also the Chinese delegation as well. It's going to be a historic meeting of those two presidents, so a lot to look forward to. We'll bring it all to you, of course. Nathan King, CGTN, Palm Beach, Florida.